In this video, we will conclude the topic of consonant sounds in the English language. We have seen that consonants pattern in a way that the sequence of the alphabet obscures. The sounds that halt an airflow are called stops. The buzzing ones are called nasals. The ones produced with the lips are called bilabials. The ones on the alveolar ridge are called alveolars. And the ones on the soft palate are called velars. Among the stops, the ones that have a hum or a push in them are called voiced, while the others are called voiceless. There are thus three features that consonants can have. Where in the mouth they are produced is called the place of articulation. How they are produced is called the manner of articulation. Then we have the voicing. Linguists thus refer to b as a voiced bilabial stop. Linguists use a different kind of alphabet called the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA. In the IPA, sounds and transcriptions of words and sentences are indicated in brackets. The first person to develop an alphabet of this kind was linguist Henry Sweet, who wrote in 1876 that we must learn to regard language solely as consisting of groups of sounds, independently of the written symbols. Later, in 1886, today's IPA was invented by a French professor of English, Paul-Edouard Passy. Now we can fill in the grid with other consonants. Some of the remaining consonants are produced not by stopping the airflow, but by obstructing it, making a hissing sound. Take s as an example. Notice that you produce it where you produce t, d, and n. It is an alveolar sound, and then z, its voiced counterpart. Hissy sounds are called fricatives. S, then, is a voiceless alveolar fricative. Another hissing sound is f. It is produced with the lips, but also with the teeth. This happens somewhat further back in the mouth than bilabially, but further forward than the alveolar ridge. F is then a voiceless labiodental fricative. Its voiced counterpart is v. You can also make a fricative by putting your tongue between your teeth. These are the interdental fricatives. In English, an interdental fricative is rendered with the f. However, th is pronounced differently in thin than in weather. The difference is one of voicing. We thus have two interdental fricative sounds, a voiceless one, f, and a voiced one, v. In the same way, you can make a fricative between the alveolar ridge and the palate, an alveopalatal fricative, which leads to what is usually written as sh. However, there are two sh sounds, the one in show and the one in pleasure. Linguists transcribe the first, voiceless, as this, and the other, voiced, as that. The sound indicated in English by ch is actually a stop followed by a fricative. Linguists indicate it as this, and its voiced counterpart, the j in judge, as that. These two are called affricates. The sounds indicated by l and r are called liquids. Both are produced on the alveolar ridge. In terms of manner of articulation, l is called lateral and r is called rhotic. Finally, in English there are two sounds called glides. They are the first sounds in wash and yard. W is a bilabial sound, so it is a bilabial glide. What is written as y in English is rendered by linguists as that. It is an alveolar sound and thus an alveolar glide. H is a fricative, but it is produced further back than the soft palate, in the glottis. It is therefore a glottal fricative. English has another sound that the alphabet lacks. The first sound in uh-oh is not a vowel but a catch in the throat. It is thus called a glottal stop. It is indicated with this symbol. Notice that there is no symbol for the English letter X, which is just a sequence of K and S. Meanwhile, there are two symbols for consonants the alphabet lacks: the engma, and the above-mentioned glottal stop. There are consonants beyond those in English. Each language fills in only part of this grid. Other languages have sounds that fill in places in this grid that are empty in English. For example, the k sound in back is a velar fricative, indicated with this symbol. Japanese people pronounce Fuji in a fashion that sounds to us as if they simply have an accent. However, their sound is not an f at all, but a bilabial fricative indicated with this symbol. The throaty r we learn in French classes is, in terms of place of articulation, uvular. It is a voiced uvular fricative indicated with a capital R written upside down.